Hi ladies, welcome to part one of my Princess Purse mini album that I'm making for my niece. And at the moment I've just cut out a template of a purse from scratch paper and traced it onto some medium weight chipboard and now cutting it out. And this is the basis of my mini. I think I ended up having 6 of those pages. Yeah, this mini album is for my niece's birthday, and she is a keen scrapper, loves walking into what's called, I think it's called Smiggles. It's a pretty trendy stationery shop. Now I just cut them all out and then sanded it with my sanding block to make it all smooth. Now I've traced that piece of chipboard onto some designer paper, and I'm using the DCWV Blossoms and Butterflies paper stack collection. It's nice and bright, lots of pink colours in it, and she's a pink person, so adhering that designer paper to the chipboard using the Scotch quick dry adhesive. And just rolling out any excess glue there and wiping the edges to get the excess glue off. Okay, just tidying up another page there. I adhered some designer paper to it, and I didn't wait until it was completely dry before I started trimming off the edges. So now just using my file there to shave down that designer paper, and also my sanding block. Okay, now I go around all of the edges of the pages, of the covered pages there, in the gold Adirondack acrylic paint. And then once that paint was all dry, I went around the edges of all the pages with my Versamark ink pad, and then heat embossed that using some clear embossing enamel. There it is there, and that's on every one of the pages. I cut out the file folder there using my Big Shot, it's a Sizzix die, and stamped a flower using the Versamark ink, and then heat embossed it using some pink, just pink embossing powder from Ranger. Now I was originally going to make this album into a birthday book or diary, but then changed my mind down the track because it just seemed too hard. So I eventually that calendar there with some pattern paper down the track. So just attaching a flower with the mini brad there and putting some stickles on the flower. Just taking a dewdrop there, attaching it to the flower. No, decided against that. It must have been a bit too big and used a rhinestone. Now I'm just sizing up. I think it's either 1/2 inch or 1 centimetre in from that template there. What I'm doing is to size it up to cut out a piece of acetate. To use for a pocket. Okay, so there's my template. And now just tracing around the edge of that onto a piece of acetate. Because it's clear, it helps to place a piece of scratch paper underneath that acetate to guide you when cutting it. And just cleaning it up there with my tonic scissors. Just making sure that the pen mark or the marker that I use to trace around the template isn't showing on the acetate. And so just adhering or placing some 1/4 inch sticky strip around the edge of that piece of acetate. And just positioning it onto the page there. Just sizing, well, just checking out to see what position it needs to go on there. And just adhering it with my ATG, which I was having a bit of problem with at that time. Just adding some glossy accents there to that area where the brad was inserted and attaching it to the piece of acetate. And now taking a photo turn and placing a brad in it and then the flower and attaching it to the page using a glue dot. So put one of each of those on each side to hold the top section of that mini file folder in place. And now I take some clear stickers and adhere those to the inside section of that tag. You'll see I've already covered it now. Okay, out of time. We'll discuss that next part. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.